Hello friends, myself Dr. Ashish Gupta, presently working as Professor in Electronics and Communication Engineering Department, ITS Engineering College, Greater Noida. Today we will be starting our discussion on the subject of network analysis and synthesis, and in the first lecture we will be concentrating mainly upon the first method of analysis of networks, nodal analysis. Now, before starting with the basic discussion on this nodal analysis, we need to understand what is the basic difference between analysis and synthesis. Now, suppose we have a system and that system is excited by some input, and for that particular input the network elements which are present in the network are going to produce some response. So, analysis is the process where the input and the system nature will be available to us, and we have to determine the nature of the output. So, in case of analysis, input is provided, then type of the network will be given to us, and we have to determine the response of the network for a particular set of inputs. Now, in synthesis, what we have to do is the input will be given to us, the output will be provided to us, and we have to determine the type of network which is used or which can be implemented or designed for getting a particular output for a particular input. Now, the first part that we start is the analysis of network. Now, in analysis of networks, there are various methods, and the first and the most important being the nodal analysis. So, we start with the introduction part of this nodal analysis. So, we start with the concept, the illustration, then examples, and then we discuss the concept of super node. Now, to begin with nodal analysis, the concept says that any circuit which is given to us has n, suppose we are working with a network which has n number of nodes, and each of the node has certain elements which are connected to it along with some sources. Then we designate among these given nodes, we designate one as a reference node, and the remaining n minus 1 nodes will be designated as voltage nodes, and each node will be specified a unique name, that is V I. Suppose where I can be any integer value from 1 to n minus 1. Suppose we have a network which consists of 4 nodes, and among those 4 nodes one is being the reference node. So, the remaining 3 nodes will be designated by voltages V 1, V 2 and V 3. So, in total we will be having 4 nodes, with one being the reference node or the datum node, which is the ground point, and the remaining nodes will be designated by some unique voltages, that is V 1, V 2 and V 3. Then the next step requires that we at every node we have to write the Kirchhoff's current law in terms of the node voltage. So, if we remember the statement of Kirchhoff's current law, Kirchhoff's current law states that at any point in our network, the sum of incoming currents must be equal to the sum of outgoing currents, or we can say that the algebraic sum of all the currents at a given point is 0. Then the next step is, after writing down the KCL, we form n minus 1 linear equations at the n minus 1 node in terms of the node voltages. Then we solve those n minus 1 equations to determine the node voltages, and once we have determined the node voltages, we can calculate the branch currents or the voltage across any elements. So, to understand the steps that we have seen for the analysis of this nodal analysis, we take up a quick example, quick look at this example. Now, suppose we are provided with a network which consists of some sources and resistances. So, in this case what we have to find out, we see that we have some connection over here, that is some part of the network will be present over here, some part will be here. We are particularly taking a section of this network, and here we have find out that this may be one of the node, this can be a one of the node because element is connected to this part. Then this is the common node which is common to all the elements. So, we call it as a reference node or the datum node, and then this is our another node and this is other third node. So, we have 3 nodes in this particular part, which are our non reference node, and one is our reference node. So, it will be containing 4 nodes. So, it means that we have to write down 3 equations for finding out 3 unknown variables, that is V 1, V 2 and V 3. Now, suppose we want to consider the equations for this particular point. So, at this node V 1, if we suppose write down the nodal equation, then at this current node V 1, the current I 1 will be moving in the upward direction, and then this current will be bifurcated and moving towards resistance R 1, R 3, R 4 and R 2. That is the current I. Some part of this current I will be moving through this right hand side of the network, and some part will be moving towards the left hand side. So, when we write down this equation, then at this node the incoming current will be the current provided by this current source I, and then finally, the outgoing currents will be the current through this resistance R 1, current flowing through this resistance R 2, current going through this resistance R 3 and current going through this resistance R 4. So, if we know that across any resistance, the current flowing through any resistance is given by the potential drop across this resistance divided by the value of the resistance. So, if we look at this particular part or particular resistance R 1, then potential drop across this resistance is V 1 minus 0, because the reference node is always considered to be at ground potential, that is at 0 volt. So, drop across this resistance R 1 will be V 1 by R 1, then potential drop across this resistance V R 2 will be V 1 minus V 2 upon R 2. So, at this node we have 2 outgoing currents, one is through R 1, one is through R 2. Then when we move on to the right hand side, we see that the current outgoing currents will be the current through resistance R 3 as well as the current through resistance R 4. So, if we write down the equation for current through this resistance R 3, it will be V 1 by R 3. Similarly, across R 4 it will be V 1 minus V 3 by 4. So, incoming current is I and the outgoing currents are V 1 upon R 1 plus V 1 minus V 2 upon R 2 plus V 1 minus V 3 upon R 4 plus V 1 upon R 3. So, we have summed up all these equations and these is equal to 1. So, we take common terms on one side. So, we have these equations. So, other equations, now this is one equation in terms of V 1, V 2, V 3. Similarly, we can, if we have been provided with the remaining part of the network, then we can use that part of the network to write down other equations relating the voltages V 1, V 2 and V 3. And finally, once these 3 equations are known to us, we can find out the 3 unknown variables V 1, V 2 and V 3. Now, let us quickly take up a simple example problem on this, where a complete circuit is given to us, which is driven by the current source I 1, and we have to find out the nodal voltages V 1 and V 2, and then also we have to determine the voltage V 6, which is the voltage drop across resistance R 6. So, the first step is we have to identify the nodes in this particular case. So, one node we have identified and we have labeled as at V 1, and another node we have labeled as V 2, okay. And then we have, this is our reference node. So, this will become our reference node. So, we write down the nodal equations, at node 1. What equation we will be observing is that at this node V 1, the incoming current will be the current due to this current source, that is I 1, and the outgoing current will be current through this series combination of resistance R 1 and R 2, and one outgoing current will be current through resistance R 3. So, we have equation V 1 upon R 1 plus R 2 plus V 1 minus V 2 upon R 3 equals to I 1. Now, at this node V 2, we have one incoming current, which is the current through this resistance, and at this node we have 2 outgoing currents, one through R 5 and one through R 4, as seen in the diagram. So, this is my incoming current. So, V 1 minus V 2. So, equation will become V 1 minus V 2 upon R 3, and this should be equal to the outgoing current, that is current through resistance R 4, that is V 2 divided by R 4, plus this resistance, which is again a series combination. So, we can write it as V 2 upon R 5 plus R 6. So, we have this equation V 1 minus V 2 upon R 3 equals to V 2 by R 4 plus V 2 upon R 3 plus R 5 plus R 6. So, this is our equation that we obtain. Okay. So, now from these two equations we can find out the value of V 1 and we can find out the value of V 2. So, by solving these two equations, the numerical values of the resistances and the magnitude of the current source is being provided to us, we can easily determine the value of these voltages V 1, V 2, and then we have to find out this voltage drop across this resistance R 6. So, for finding out this V 6, what we required is, if we know that this is our R 4 and R 6 are in parallel, R 4 and R 6 are in parallel. So, directly by applying voltage divider rule, we can find out this voltage V 6, it will be R 6 upon R 5 plus R 6 into V 2. So, we can directly find out by writing down the voltage divider rule at this node. By writing the voltage divider rule, we can directly find out the voltage across this resistance R 6, that is V 6 equals to R 6 upon R 5 plus R 6 into V 2. So, this is how we have solved for this part. Now, we consider another example with some numerical values given to us, and this network consists of two sources of 2 ampere and 4 ampere driven by this, and we have to find out this. So, again same process, we identify the nodes. So, this will be our reference node, and we have labeled the remaining two nodes as V 1 and V 2. So, we can write down nodal equations at V 1 node and V 2 node, and we can solve these equations and to obtain the value of voltages V 1 and V 2, and you can see here these are the equations that we obtained, and by solving these equations we get V 1 to be minus 20 volt and V 2 equals to minus 40 volt. So, now another example where we have a voltage source. So, in case of voltage source, again we have to identify the nodes. So, this will be our reference node, and here we have labeled this as node V 1 and this as node V 2. Again, by writing applying KCL at these nodes, we can obtain these equations, and that will be a good practice for all the students who are looking at this video. So, by we try to write down the equations for this and solve these equations to find out the node voltage V 1 and V 2, and also we can determine the magnitude of current through this R 1, R 3 and other resistances. So, this is another circuit example where we have been provided with a network which is driven by a voltage source and a current source. So, again we identify the nodes over here. So, this part will be our reference node, this will be the reference node, and we have labeled this as node V 1 and this as node V 2. So, again by writing KVL and KCL at these by writing KCL at these nodes, we can find out the voltages V 1 and V 2, and also it is being required to us to find out the current across the 4 ohm resistance. So, it means that we have to determine the current through this resistance. that is, suppose we want say that this is the current which has to be determined, that is the current through 4 ohm resistance. Now, directly we can see here that this equation, if we see, we try to write down. So, we have V 2 minus 10 volt minus V 1 divided by the value of resistance, that is 4 ohm. It will give us the current across the 4 ohm resistance. So, the current through this resistance will be the potential drop divided by this value. So, we can see that the current through this will, using this equation, will come out to be minus 2 ampere. So, you can substitute these values over here and you can see, check out. So, we are getting V 2 as minus 12 volt. So, this is minus 12 volt minus 10 volt, and V 1 is minus plus 30 volt upon the value of resistance, that is 4 ohm, and we get this as 2 ampere. So, now we come to the another important concept of this super node. Now, in any circuit, if a voltage source is present in between any two nodes, then we say that it becomes a super node. For example, if we look at this circuit diagram, that in this particular case we have labeled these as node V 1, V 2 and V 3, and what we observe is that in between node V 2 and V 3 a voltage source is appearing. So, we can directly say that this combination forms a super node, and in case of super node, the two nodes V 2 and V 3 will be taken as same part. So, when a voltage source appears between the two nodes, an easy way to handle this is to form a super node. The super node encircles the voltage source on the tips of the branch connected to that node. Then we quickly take up this numerical problem and try to find out how we can solve this, use this concept of super node. So, if you look at this particular part, then we will be trying to write KCL at node V 1, V 2 and V 3. Now, if you see here this super node, what does this give us? It provides us with a constraint equation. Now, in this case you see here the positive terminal of the voltage source is connected to node V 3 and the negative terminal of the source is connected to the node V 2. So, what we see here, that with respect to terminal V 2 or node V 2, V 3 will be at higher potential. So, it means that this node will be at positive polarity and this will be at negative polarity. So, what we get is this constraint equation V 2 minus V 3 equals to minus 10 volt, or we can write it as V 3 minus V 2 equals to 10 volt. So, we can write in this way or in this way. So, this is our first constraint equation. Now, similarly, if we write down the KCL at node A, so this will be my incoming current, this will be my incoming current, and outgoing current will be the current, this is outgoing current through 2 ohm resistance and the 5 ohm resistance. So, we get one equation, 6 ampere equals to V 1 minus V 2 upon 5 plus V 1 minus V 3 upon 2, and similarly at this particular node, or at this particular node we write down the equation. So, this will be now for this node V 2, for node V 2 the current flowing through 5 ohm resistance will be the incoming current and the outgoing current will be through this part. And similarly, we can write down this node equation here. Now, in this case, when we are considering this node V 2, so we have to consider the effect of this also. So, if we see here at super node, when we are writing down the equation, what we have written is V 2 minus V 1 upon 5, that is it, this is my incoming current. this is my one outgoing current V 2 minus V 1 upon 5. Now, this will be equal to this current, that is through 4 ohm resistance, plus V 2 by 4, then plus this, because we are considering these two as super nodes. So, we can whatever equations or currents are entering at this node or at this node have to be taken combinedly, or they have to be taken one together. So, we have V 2 by 4 plus V 3 by 10 plus V 3 minus V 1 upon 2 equals to 0, and so we are obtained 3 equations, and these 3 equations can give us the value of the 3 voltages V 1, V 2 and V 3. Now, so another problem, this can be solved by this. So, similarly, if you look at this particular circuit, then we have the constraint equation, that is V 2 minus V 1 equals to V x. So, if we write down here, so it will be V 2 minus V 1 equals to V x. Now, this particular problem contains a dependent voltage source, which is 5 V x, and V x is the potential drop across this 2 ohm resistance. So, directly we can see and write down the equations for KCL at this node, and we can find out the currents, node voltages V 1 and V 2. So, this is the solution for this particular problem, and you can check this part by writing the equations on your own, and you can verify the results. Similarly, we can have this particular problem where we have to find out the current flowing from across the 15 ohm resistance. Now, current directly can be considered through this. We are given that it is from left to right, that is V 1 will be at higher potential and V 2 will be at lower potential. So, the current will be V 1 minus V 2 upon 15 ohm, and directly we can write down the KCL equations, and we can see that we have the following values, that is we get that the two nodes are at same potential, that is V 1 equals to 20 volt and V 2 equals to 20 volt. So, the potential drop across this path is 0, and when the potential difference is 0, so no current flows through this particular resistance. So, quickly we can see what we have studied is that what are the basic procedure in nodal analysis. First of all, we have to count the number of nodes, then we have to designate the reference node, and then we have to write down the non-reference, identify the non-reference nodes, and they will be n minus 1. Then we have to write down KCL at every non-reference node, and then we solve those equations and we get the final solution, that is the voltages and the currents or the drop across the elements. So, we have to first of all organize those equations, that is by taking all the terms on one side, constant term and variable terms on the other side, and then we can simultaneously solve those equations. There may be n minus 1 equations to find out the remaining n minus 1 non-reference node voltages, and once these voltages are determined, then we can easily find out the other parameters required in the circuit. Then a quick go through at this particular problem where we have to find out the value of the unknown node voltage V 1 for the circuit. Now, you see here in this case, since this voltage source 22 volt is present between node V 2 and V 3. So, this particular node will become the super node, and at this node we see that the positive terminal of the supply is connected to node V 3 and the negative terminal is connected to V 2. So, we have the equation V 3 minus V 2 equals to 20 volt, that becomes our constraint equation. So, we have these currents. So, these are these currents, and these equations can be directly written here. I have written here, and you can verify these equations and solve these equations to find out the value of node voltages V 1, V 2 and V 3. So, the quickly recap at the super node analysis procedure. What we have to do is, first of all, the first step is we have to count the number of nodes, that is, suppose our network contain n nodes, then we have to identify those nodes. Then we have to assign the reference node, that is the node which is common or ground node, and we are left with n minus 1 non-reference nodes, and all of these non-reference nodes are marked with certain voltages, and we call them as the nodal voltages, and they will be n minus 1 of them. Then we have to look for that particular branch of the or that portion of the network if there is any voltage source present between the any of the two nodes. So, if the circuit contains voltage sources form a super node about each other. So, if we identify that there are in between two nodes there is a voltage source alone present here, then we can form that as a super node, and it is done by enclosing the source and its two terminals, and may any other element connected between the two terminals with a broken line enclosure. Then we have to write KCL for each non reference node and for each super node that does not contain the reference node. So, the next step is we have to write down the KCL Kirchhoff's current law. We have to apply Kirchhoff's current law at each non reference node and at each super node which do not contain the reference node. So, we have to be very careful in choosing the reference node, that never if a voltage source is present between any given node and the reference node, then that portion will not form a super node. So, always the non reference node, if there is a voltage source present between the non reference node between two non reference node, then it will be termed as a super node, and we have to all keep a very quick attention on the signs of the source, that is which terminal is positive and which terminal is negative. Then we have to relate the voltage across each voltage source to the voltage sources, to the nodal voltage. So, this is accomplished by writing simple application of KVL, and one equation is required for each super node defined in the network. Then we have to express any additional unknowns, that is currents or voltages other than nodal voltages, in terms of appropriate nodal voltage. The situation can occur if dependent sources appear in our circuit. So, we have to be very careful in selecting the super node, that if a dependent source is coming in the in between two non reference node and we are creating a super node with the help of that, then it will be very much, we must be very careful in writing down the nodal voltages. Then we organize the equations, grouping the terms according to the nodal voltages, and then we solve those system of equations for the nodal voltages, which will be n minus 1. So, in we quickly go through what we have seen in this today's lecture is we have discussed about the nodal analysis and the basic principle involved in this and the concept of super node. So, whenever we are trying to write down the KCL at the given points, then we go for nodal analysis. Okay. So, in our next lecture we will be studying about the next technique of analysis, network analysis, that will be the mesh analysis. And in mesh analysis what we will do, we will see that whenever we are finding out the currents, in case of nodal analysis we have we have marked the reference non reference nodes, and each non reference node is assigned with a nodal voltage. Similarly, in case of mesh analysis, we will be considering the mesh currents or the branch current or the loop current, and there we will be taking help of Kirchhoff's voltage law. So, in comparison, if we see among the two analysis procedure, that is the nodal analysis and the mesh analysis. So, mesh analysis is suitable when we are to determine the voltages in a particular network, and mesh analysis will be applicable for those networks when we are able to find out the mesh currents. So, in this particular lecture we have seen that in case of nodal analysis, we first of all what we have to do is we have to take down the equations, write down the equations by applying Kirchhoff's current law at each of the given node, and then we have to arrange the terms provided in the equation, and then we have to solve those equations for finding out the nodal voltages. And once these voltages are known to us, what we can do is we can use these nodal voltages to find out the branch current, that is the currents across individual elements in the present in the network, and the voltage across the various elements. And also we have studied about the concept of supernode, and supernode will be formed when we have two voltage source present between two non reference nodes. So, we stop at this point, and in the next lecture we will be discussing about another important technique of network analysis, that is the mesh analysis, and in that we will be discussing about the concept of super mesh. Okay, thank you.